morning, my beautiful people, and welcome to Official at the Table with Rana with another beautiful episode. So today we are going to meet somebody very special, a criminal court judge in Harris County, who's known for his fairness to justice, who's known for his balance between the accountability and justice. So we are going to meet him. I'm very excited to meet him. We are on the way. We're about to reach there and see you all at the very top. Stay tuned. Good morning, viewers, and welcome to Official at the Table with Rana. We are bringing another episode with this great judge, Judge Raul Rodriguez. We are here at Harris County Criminal Justice Center, and we are going to interview him. We will learn about his journey, how he became a judge, how long he has served as attorney, and judge is presiding over court law number 13 with integrity, fairness, and accountability. Stay tuned and see you all at the very top. Good morning, how are you doing?
Good morning, how are you?
Good, Judge. Thank you so much for giving us time out of your busy schedule.
It is my pleasure.
Yes, sir. Tell us about who is Raul Rodriguez before becoming a judge. Let's start from your journey from being attorney.
I had to start actually
Before that.
before that because I am an immigrant.
Okay.
I was not born in this country. I was born in Mexico, Monterrey, Mexico.
Okay.
And so my parents immigrated from Mexico to the United States in Houston when I was just 2 years old.
Okay.
And my dad had a vision that he needed to take his family to another place to be better for his family, to better their lives. So he made a decision to come to this country to seek a better life for himself, his family. And so we immigrated here when I was 2. So I grew up here when I was little, not knowing the English language. I did not know English at all. My first language is Spanish. And I spoke Spanish at home, and I grew up speaking Spanish, and it wasn't until I went to school that's when I learned English. So English is kind of really my second language. But I grew up here in Houston. I grew up on the north side. Went to high school here at Reagan High School, which is now Heights High School. And I graduated there, decided to pursue my education, and I went and graduated from the University of Houston. I got me a bachelor's degree in business, and once I got my bachelor's degree, I started working. So being a lawyer, I did not start off doing that when I went to school and graduated. I didn't decide to go back to law school until after about 6 years out from being from the University of Houston. So I started working in the corporate world, and there came a time where I decided, I need to make a change and maybe pursue my career. And so I decided to go to law school. And so I enrolled and got accepted at South Texas College of Law, Houston, downtown, and that's where I went. So I was fortunate to graduate in 3 years and took the bar exam and passed it and became an attorney and started my own law practice. As soon as I graduated and became a licensed attorney, I started my own law practice.
And what year was it?
And that was in 1992.
1992.
So I was licensed in 1992.
Wow.
So I started my law practice because I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to be a business person. I wanted to work for myself.
Sure.
And of course, when I started doing that, my interest was in criminal law. That was my interest. So I started practicing in the criminal law business. I was a criminal defense attorney. So I represented individuals that were charged with crimes, with cases, with things that they violated the law. And a lot of my clients back then are the type of individuals that I see today in court.
Okay.
And the individuals that I see in court on a daily basis, those are the type of individuals that I represented when I was a practicing criminal defense attorney. So that's kind of how it started out. And so I started out practicing criminal law, was a criminal defense attorney, I did that for 26 years before I got this position. Now, I've been a judge now for 20 years. So the first part of my journey in judgeship actually started over at the city of Houston.
Okay.
I was appointed associate municipal court judge at the city of Houston in 2015.
Okay.
Now, as an associate judge, if you're not aware, it's kind of a part-time position. The city of Houston has a municipal court, and that is where people go whenever they get a traffic ticket, for example.
Yes.
You get speeding ticket or
like JP courts?
Class C tickets. Yeah, speeding ticket, or no insurance or no license, just small type of tickets that you get. And if you get it within the city of Houston, then you have to go to court. Well, most of the time you go over to the city of Houston Municipal Court. And there's several in Houston, but the main one is downtown at 1400 Lubbock. Well, that particular court is open in the evenings because they want to accommodate people that are working, that have families, and they don't want individuals to be coming during the day and having to take time off of work. So they have night court. And whenever they have night court, they needed judges to be able to preside over those dockets. And so I was able to get appointed in 2015 by, at that time, Mayor Bill White. He was the mayor in Houston. He appointed me as the associate judge, and I began working there as an associate judge part-time in the evenings, which is night court. That's how I began my judicial career. Now, I still had my practice because one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to keep my practice. I did not want to leave my practice. I wanted to continue practicing law, but then in the evenings, I would have a part-time job over at the municipal court as an associate judge. Now, it wasn't every night. I would work maybe once, twice a week, sometimes on weekends too, because they have weekend dockets, and that's how I started. And I did that for 13 years before I became the elected official here.
And that was appointment?
The one in the municipal court, it was an appointed case. In fact, the appointments, all the municipal court judges in the city of Houston are appointed. They are appointed. They are appointed by the mayor, and they're approved by the city council. And the thing about the appointments is you have to get reappointed every 2 years. So every 2 years you come up for reappointment. And you'll either get reappointed or you won't get reappointed. Now, fortunately, I was fortunate enough, I got reappointed every 2 years, and I did that continuously for 13 years.
That tells your performance.
Well, I'd like to think so, yes. I like to think that I was doing a good job because I continued to get reappointed. And then when I ran for this position, I was elected in 2018, November 2018, I ran for Harris County Criminal Court Law number 13 and was elected. And I took this bench January 1st, 2019. So I've been the presiding judge of Harris County Criminal Court Law number 13 since January 1st of 2019 up until the present. So now I am in my 8th year as judge of County Criminal Court at Law number 13.
We want to see you next 100 years.
Well, now it's a 4-year position, so I have to run every 4 years.
4 years elected position.
Yes, 4-year elected position. And fortunately, I ran again in 2022 and ran for re-election and won my re-election. So I am now in my 4th year, my 2nd term. And I do plan on running again in 2026. So I already am a candidate to be the judge for County Criminal Court Law number 13. So I'm running for re-election in 2026 for another 4-year term.
Very good. How was the transition from the appointed judge to a criminal judge? Well, what is the main difference? Describe in one sentence.
I guess the main difference in one sentence is the type of offense. So the City of Houston, through the municipal courts, deal primarily with Class C misdemeanors, which are in essence traffic tickets. And the traffic tickets are really a fine-only offense, meaning you go and you pay a fine. That's basically it. There's no jail time involved unless you fail to appear in court. Sometimes when people get called to go to court and they don't appear, they'll issue a warrant for arrest. But it's mainly a fine only. So you go and you just pay a fine and that's it. In this level, there are two types of criminal courts in Harris County. We have the Harris County Criminal Courts at Law, and then we have the criminal district courts. Now, the criminal district courts is a state position, and the criminal district courts handle felony cases. The Harris County or the criminal courts at law, Harris County Criminal Courts at Law, we handle misdemeanor cases. So I preside over a Class A and Class B misdemeanors. And the difference is the misdemeanors are a little bit lower type of crime, and the difference is the type of punishment. The maximum punishment that someone can be assessed on a misdemeanor case, a Class A, is 1 year in the county jail. That is the maximum sentence. You cannot get more than 1 year. And then, of course, there's Class B misdemeanors, which is a little bit less. The maximum sentence on that is 6 months, in the county jail. So that's the difference versus the criminal district courts, which are handle felonies. They handle the more serious offenses,
like 20 years prison.
Exactly, 20 years prison, like murders and kidnappings and rape, things like that. The more very, very serious robberies, those are the courts that handle those cases, the criminal district courts, and those are where you can get time in the penitentiary. Yes.
Sure. So what is the difference between criminal court, district court, and Supreme Court?
Okay, there is a difference. The difference is county criminal court is a court that is designated and established by the county. All the counties in the state of Texas have county courts. Harris County here has 16 county criminal courts at law. So there's 16 courts that deal with misdemeanors here in Harris County, and they're established by the county. That's who establishes these courts. Now in Harris County, we also have 5 Harris County civil courts of law. So we have civil courts of law and criminal courts of law. And the difference is the civil handles civil cases. And civil cases are things where people sue each other for example, for contracts. And it's mainly dealing with money. On this side, county criminal court at law, we deal with people that have been involved and charged with a specific misdemeanor offense. It's a criminal offense. And that's the difference. Now, in district court, the district court, we have criminal district court and we have civil district court. Same thing, the civil district courts handle civil cases, which is disputes between individuals or businesses. It's mainly about money, versus the felony district courts, which handle criminal cases dealing with felonies. Now those courts are established by the state. The state establishes those courts. Now the difference between those courts and, say, for example, the Supreme Court is that the Supreme Court hears cases from these courts. For example, the Supreme Court hears cases from district courts in Texas, and they hear appeals. And it's kind of like a little process, like a little ladder. So if someone comes to this court, for example, Harris County Criminal Court of Law, and they have a case and it's been taken care of, but they're not satisfied, you have a right to appeal it. And you appeal it to a higher court. The next court that hears appeals from this level is the courts of appeals. So the courts of appeals handle appeals from county criminal courts at law and district courts.
Okay.
And then once they hear those appeals, if a person is not happy with their decision, they can appeal it once more, and that goes to the highest court in Texas, which is the Supreme Court. Now, in Texas, we have divided two different types of Supreme Courts.
Okay.
We have the Supreme Court, Texas Supreme Court, and we have the Court of Criminal Appeals. The difference between the two is that Texas Supreme Court only hears cases involving civil cases. The Criminal Court of Appeals only hears cases involving criminal cases. So that's the difference. But those are the highest.
That could be felonies?
Courts. All felonies.
All felonies.
Well, it could be
Yeah.
misdemeanors too.
Misdemeanors,
Yes.
okay.
So any type of offense involving a criminal offense, if you go all the way to the highest level in Texas, is the Court of Appeals. Okay. If it's a civil case dealing with money, the highest level is the Texas Supreme Court. So that's basically the difference between the courts.
Yeah. What do you think, since you became a criminal court judge, it's been 8 years, what do you think one thing can be changed in criminal court what all of the majorities don't like?
That's a hard question to ask because I, as a judge, don't have any authority in changing things. And my role as a judge is to follow the law.
Right.
I have a law that has been, made or established by the Texas legislature.
Right.
They're the ones that create the laws and write the laws. And when they write the laws and it becomes law, the governor signs it into law. I have to follow it. So whenever someone comes to court and is accused of violating a particular law, I have to follow that law. So I have no discretion whatsoever. Now, would I like to see change? Well, there's a lot of things that can be changed, but I have no authority over to that. I think one of the things that I see that we have a need in the criminal justice system is more types of reforms, not necessarily reforms, but things like whenever someone needs help, we need more types of rehabilitation centers or more types of housing, for those people that may have a need. I have in my court, or in the county criminal courts of law, we hear a lot of individuals that are charged, for example, with trespass. Now, trespass usually are those individuals that are unhoused, don't have a home. And so they go and maybe seek shelter somewhere, and they get in trouble because they go into a property that's supposed to be, they get arrested for trespass. Well, those individuals should be able to go somewhere. And so if there's a way that they can provide some type of shelter for those individuals, that will help probably reduce the number of cases that we get for trespass. So that's an example of some of the things that would help and benefit the criminal justice system. But unfortunately, it's out of my hands. And I know that I think one of the things or issues that I have is money. Funding. Yeah, someone's got to fund it. It's got to come from somewhere. So
what is the budget?
Here, well, we have a certain budget, and the budget that we have is mainly to help our staff, salaries for our staff. We have different individuals that help run this court. I, of course, am the judge. I have a court reporter. I have a coordinator that helps establish my daily court docket. I have 2 clerks that help with all the information and paperwork. I have a probation officer, that also helps when people are on probation. And then I have what's called a pretrial officer that helps with individuals that are on bond. And then I have 2 Harris County deputy sheriffs that are my bailiffs. So those individuals, all of those, we're a team. They have to be funded, and that's where the budget comes in. Now, I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you, what the budget is because I don't deal with that. That is something that another person above me deals with. That we have individuals that deal specifically with budgets. So, but part of the budget is part of taking care of all that. And of course, having this courtroom and maintenance and things like that, all of that has to be taken care of in a budget. And so there is a budget for all of that.
Okay. So, Judge, thank you for answering all the questions. My next question is, how does this immigration has anything to do with the criminal courts, civil court, or any type of courts?
Honestly, no, because immigration is a federal matter.
Sure.
And I don't handle any of that. I don't get involved in any of that, so I don't have to deal with immigration issues at all. Now, of course, people that come to this court, I do not ask in any way about their immigration status or anything, because honestly, that has nothing to do with the particular case that I hear.
Okay.
Nothing to do with it. Now, I have to be, as a judge, treat everybody equally, regardless of who you are, whatever religion you are, whatever race you are, whatever gender you are, whether you are have status or don't have status, does not matter, because I have to treat everybody equally. And I do not give any difference between someone that's, say, here with no status versus someone that is. No, I treat everybody identical and equally, and I have nothing to do with anything with immigration. That is up to the federal government.
Right. And thank you for saying that, because most of the people, when they see a criminal court, sometimes people commit crime on purpose, sometimes unintentionally happens, but when they see like attorneys is taking to the criminal court, they get scared because it's a criminal court, right?
I understand.
How do you collaborate with the local law enforcement agencies or troopers or state troopers or like normal Harris County Sheriff's Office, Constable's Office?
Well, I mean, I have no control over what they do. They set their policies.
Okay.
They have their own certain policies that they set regarding whatever issues or things that they have to set. And I just want to make sure that we follow those policies, okay? So, for example, I have in my court on a daily basis, and most of the courts, in fact, all of the courts here in Harris County have at least one Harris County deputy as their bailiff.
Okay.
They are responsible for security. Security, of course, of the court, security of the staff, security of the judge. They want to make sure that everybody is here, behaves themselves, things like that. And of course, every once in a while, they'll have their own policies. The Harris County Sheriff's Department will establish policies that they have to abide by, the deputies. And I have to just abide by them. If they say, hey, I've had this policy, I got to do this or this. Okay. I mean, I've got no control of that. I have no say so. And if that's your policy, you go ahead and do it. I'm not going to get in their way. I'm not going to be someone that says, no, you cannot do this. It is totally their decision. So I don't really get involved in any of that.
Right. Why people say that about you? He is a judge of fair to justice. I've heard that one time.
A fair justice?
Yeah, like he's fair to justice, towards justice.
No.
You're very fair. That's what they say.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. One of the things as a judge that I have to do is, one of them, be fair, okay. Secondly, is to follow the law, okay. One of the things that I want to make sure is that every single person that comes in this court that's accused with a crime, that they have to follow the law in terms of the Harris County District Attorney's Office, in terms of the defense attorneys. They must follow the laws pertaining to that individual. And part of those laws are things like, that their civil rights are not violated, and things like that. So I need to be able to have someone have their rights. I cannot take any of those rights away. I want to ensure that those rights are there and they're protected. Okay. Now, is it not fair? I mean, I don't know when people say, "How can you be fair?" I mean, that's being fair. I mean, I have to treat everybody equally, equally, regardless of who they are. I just try to be fair. In doing so. So, I mean, that's probably the best way I can answer that question.
Yeah, you beautifully answered all questions.
Thank you.
One last question.
Yes, sir.
For the youth, because I'm a youth too, right?
You are youth, yes.
whoever wants to be the next Raul Rodriguez as a judge, what one advice you want to give it to our youth?
Well, it's not necessarily just one advice. You have to make a goal.
Okay.
My journey took a while. Did not happen overnight. In fact, I did not start out to be a judge when I became an attorney. It kind of just happened that way. But the thing that I would tell the youth is, if you want to be a judge, I would strongly recommend that you go into the field of the type of judge that you want to be. For example, if you want to be a criminal court judge, I would strongly advise that they practice criminal law, whether that be a prosecutor or a defense attorney. If you want to do civil, want to be a civil court judge, practice civil law. Okay. There's also courts like, for example, juveniles in Harris County. There's juvenile courts. If you want to practice juvenile, be a juvenile court judge, practice juvenile. And of course, we also have family courts, deal with divorces and things like that. If you want to do that, be a family court judge, practice family law. So I would strongly suggest that they strive and practice in the area that they believe they want to become a judge. There's no rules in the law that says that I have to be a criminal court judge. I can run for a civil court if I want to, even though I really don't practice there. There's nothing prohibiting me from doing that. But one of the things that I learned as a judge is that experience is invaluable. Okay, the things that I learned as an attorney practicing criminal law, I now use it when I'm here as a judge, because I'm experienced those things and I know exactly things that need to be done. So I would suggest to those individuals, one, study hard. It's not easy. And look at what you want to do as far as what type of judge you want to be, and practice in that field and be good at it. And then if you decide, just go for it.
Well, Judge, indeed, we have learned a lot from you, me and my team. You know, you're inspiring a lot of people.
Thank you.
We would like to thank, from the bottom of my heart,
Mr.
for
Rana,
inspiring.
I appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much for inspiring people. I have seen your integrity.
Thank you.
You're a public servant. Thank you for doing that for people.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. I'm proud to serve.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.